G-Lex read the news! G-Lex read the news! G-Lex read the news! G-Lex read the headlines! G-Lex read the headlines! G-Lex read the news! G-Lex read the news!
This was posted on our page earlier this week by Sam. Of course, it got a lot of response. Hot Pockets recalled may contain diseased and unsound animals. The Hot Pockets sandwiches, Philly steak and cheese, and we filmed Hot Pockets.
The good ones.
I hate those.
You like those, Leo?
I had 2 of those this morning, dude.
Oh my God, dude. They may contain diseased and unsound animals. A massive California meat recall is affecting the popular microwave snack. Again, California. Yeah. Maybe if we split into 6 different states, that we wouldn't have this problem with Hot Pockets.
You guys can each have your own state Hot Pocket, each different flavor.
All right. This is something that I was preluding to earlier, foreshadowing. Governor, Colorado pot market exceeds tax hopes.
Yes.
Kyle, did you get a chance to check any of this out? And what are your thoughts, Kyle?
I didn't see that article on it, but I know that they made like $1 million in the first day, and I know that they were trying to make it so that they couldn't keep their money in federal banks, but then they had to like back off on that and be like, all right, fine, you can use our banks because we're causing crime.
Well, they get into Wells Fargo and wait a second, and some other banks here. Colorado's 2 largest banks, Wells Fargo Bank and First Bank, say they won't offer new loans to landowners with pre-existing leases with pot businesses. And Wells Fargo and Vectra Bank have told commercial loan clients they either have to evict marijuana businesses or seek refinancing elsewhere. Quote, our policy of not banking marijuana-related businesses and not lending on commercial properties leased by marijuana-related businesses is based on applicable federal laws, Wells Fargo spokeswoman Christy Drum told the Post. But applicable federal laws, what if they pulled something like Missouri and said our state laws say that we're going to spend the Colorado's total pot sales next fiscal year were estimated to be about $610 million. Leo, how do you feel?
Wait, I think that you just figured out within the subtext of that article where they can find their refinancing funding. The same people keeping them from getting it.
Right. The majority of the money, though, they're planning on already spending millions of dollars on plans to spend some $99 million next fiscal year on substance abuse prevention, youth marijuana use prevention, and other priorities. And they're going to spend like maybe some money on some schools and stuff. The money would come from a statewide 12.9% sales tax on recreational pot. And how do you guys feel about a 12.9% sales tax? The people of Colorado actually voted for that amount to be taxed on their marijuana purchases. That
sounds really low to me. What do you think?
How would you feel? How would you feel if? How would you feel though if recreational and retail pot sales, like in Colorado, were happening where you guys are at in Illinois?
Well, first of all, we're going to be the last state for that to happen, and I promise you that. And second of all, I've always been for it, dude, because, I mean, we've all, I'm not going to speak for everybody.
You guys are last... I'm sorry, I cut you off, Leo.
Yeah, I was just going to say that I've always been for legalizing it and taxing it because we all see the damage that alcohol does. And anybody who is over the age of 21 who's tried pot knows that, or anybody who's tried it, but I mean people of legal age, I'll say, knows that it's way less harmful for you than alcohol physically. I mean, if you have some mental problems, and yeah, it can definitely increase anxiety and stuff. I know about that, but other than that, like, it's definitely even if it's albeit a slim percent, I still definitely believe it's a safer choice, and I do think that the amount of tax money that can come in from that is obviously astronomical. Look at Colorado, and it's like,
yeah,
is the only place where people smoke. So,
can it help save economies? The amount of people that smoke, there's weed, California, like I said earlier. Leo, the State Department of Transportation would get $1.9 million for a new quote "Drive High, Get a DUI" campaign to tout the state's new marijuana blood limit standard for drivers. And
I guess you know what. I think that
We're gonna we're gonna blood test you for marijuana usage on the side of the road and remove your tampon and everything else. Strip search you, go up your butthole like we talked about earlier. I mean, how do you feel about these things, Leo?
I think those are extreme, but I think if they can do it like a diabetes test where they just poke you or something and do it, or they get a breathalyzed test, because I'm sure they can do it with breath too eventually. They're going to have the technology. I don't agree with driving intoxicated no matter what it is. You know what I mean? So, I mean, even though, I mean,
I don't agree with DUI or driving intoxicated. I mean,
but
I drive better when I'm a little bit stoned. I mean, I don't know about you.
Well, you know what they say, the guy who, a drunk driver will blow a stop sign, a high driver will stop and wait for the stop sign to turn green. So, but yeah, you know, I still, just because we joke about it, I still don't recommend people drive intoxicated under anything, and I don't think it's right, even if it's pie. We all know it's not as bad, and you're not completely incapacitated from it. But at the same time, it can lower your reaction times depending on the person and depending on what your body chemistry is. So I don't think we should do that. But I also don't think they should be searching your anus or anything like that, your rectum, for to test you for shit. I think they should just have a breath test, just like the alcohol, and until they have the breath test.
It should be a quick pinprick, like a diabetes test, according to Leo.
Yeah, I think so. I think if they can't do the breath test, it should be a very quick, like, here.
Well, no, right, they have to strap you down and take you to the courthouse and take you in and all that other stuff.
Really?
Well, I have you helming the chair. The next story today in the headline news: Brazil will use robots to police the 2014 World Cup. Leo. Brazil is adopting the security of the future after securing a deal with a robot manufacturer to deploy robots programmed to police the 2014 FIFA World Cup games. And the Brazilian government has agreed to pay $7.2 million to Massachusetts-based iRobot. Oh my God, their name is iRobot.
Oh, shit.
For 30 of its PackBot robots, according to a RoboHub report. And that's a link on the Daily Caller.
Man, I don't know, dude. I think that's really insane, and I think my question is, let's look at it from an economic standpoint of view. Is it causing more people to have jobs to build the robots to police, or are they taking the jobs away from the people who could be policing? And if they say, oh, we don't have enough police force, that's why we're doing the robots, hire more police officers, even as temps. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how their economy works. I know Brazil's pretty cool. I know, don't they have Buenos Aires? Is that in Brazil? I don't know where that is. But
yeah, I mean, I have a feeling that the article is semi-misleading, that they will incorporate robots, but at the same time, security in Brazil, police are confident ahead of World Cup, and this is obviously a human here.
Right.
I haven't watched this video, but he's obviously a security that's prepared, but they are going to incorporate robots at the same time. So, I mean, Kyle, and now they're going to be used at the Brazilian World Cup. And Kyle, are you getting used to robots in your life? And how do you feel about robots and Google's advancements in robots?
No, absolutely we are. And I think what people need to remember is that technology is just technology. Like, technology, it doesn't do evil. People do evil with technology, because a lot of people get creeped out by this new infrastructure of, we have robots all around us already. Like, look at us right now. There's 3 monitors around me and Leo, like 5 sets of headphones.
I am Mr. Smartphone.
Exactly. Like, we have these devices in our hands.
Sitting in a radiation chamber of cell phones and.
Like 5-6 years ago, do you remember? 5-6 years ago, you would see somebody with a pink Motorola Razr and be like, oh, wow, you got a Razr. Like, if you saw somebody with a Razr today, like, 5-6 years later, you would, what the fuck are you doing? Are you Amish? Get rid of that piece of crap. Recycle. Like, go get yourself an Android or an iPhone. Like, we have so much stuff, like, right now.
Bad for them. Like, oh,
right.
Like, oh, I'm sorry.